We're just by Independence Square, where, as you know, more than 80 people were killed a little bit more than a week and a half ago. The final death toll is still not known because a lot of people are still missing. And this is basically a shrine now. The protesters say they are going to remain here. They're still camped out here, hundreds of them, all night long, all throughout the day, and thousands of people come to pay their respects. It's really become a shrine, holy ground, if you will. You can see the barricades are still up. Barricades basically charred black with soot, with smoke because of the fires that took place here. Thousands, tens of thousands of flowers have been laid. People have brought candles. People bring religious items to pay their respects. They leave poems to those who died here. There's all sorts of paraphernalia of the fight here. Over here, there's a shield that people actually used to try to hide behind to protect themselves from snipers. Often, though, bullets would go right through those shields, and a number of people died just down the block, shot right behind the shields that they were hiding behind. You know, you walk around here at the square, there are thousands of people who come here, as I said, throughout the day to pay their respects. You talk to any of the men, they all say that they are willing to fight. They give their names, their phone numbers to local officials here, saying that, you know, call us if you're calling up civilians. We'll go down and fight, even if we have no military experience. I talked to an elderly man yesterday who said he's well beyond the age of military service, but he is ready to fight and die to try to keep Ukraine together. And that's the message you hear from everybody here. It's not a question, they say, of a divided country. They say that this is a country of multiple ethnic groups, of multiple religious groups, and they want to keep that country together. There's no evidence of attacks on Russian-speaking people in Crimea, in eastern parts of Ukraine. I mean, the reports of attacks into churches, which the Russia's ambassador to the UN made yesterday, I mean, if as Samantha Power, the UN ambassador, said yesterday, if you believe Russia, it sounds as if there are fascists attacking Russian-speaking people all throughout the Ukraine. That's simply not what our people on the ground are seeing at all. There certainly are nationalist elements, even you know, some reprehensible elements who were part of the demonstrations here, who were part of the uprising here in the square a week and a half ago. And Russia seems to be focusing on those small number of you know, fascist elements or nationalist elements as a justification and painting with a very broad brush the entire movement here, which certainly is an unfair portrayal.